Hello, I'm Hal Lublin.
And I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Since the dawn of humanity, one issue has gone unsettled. With the fate of the world in the balance, we're here to settle, once and for all. Clean slate.
That's right. Don't worry, everyone. We got this.
Podcasts should have a theme song. Podcasts should not have a theme song. Yes, they should. No, they shouldn't. They sound good. Yeah, but people are just going to skip past it. You know what? You're right. We got this.
What is up, people of the world? Hal, we haven't done this in a while, my friend.
We haven't. Let's clean this slate.
Let's clean this slate. First of all, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I went on a long hike yesterday for Labor Day. We're recording this the day after Labor Day.
That's true.
And we went on this hike. I use this app called All Trails. They're not paying us, but I use it because we're getting into hiking.
It's good.
Hiking
I like
shoes.
All Trails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went out to the Paramount Ranch. And right now, like, all the hikes have to be easy. They have to be in the easy category.
Yeah.
And this hike, they're like, oh, this is easy. It's like a 2.2 mile loop. I'm like, that's fine. We can do that. We've done more than that easily. This thing, we're walking up hills most of the way. I'm monitoring my heart rate. It's like at 162 going up these hills. I was like, who is this easy for? The people on horses that keep passing me?
Yeah, it's easy for people who have downloaded All Trails, and it's easy for people who have a hiking app on their phone.
Yeah.
I want the trails that are rated easy for people who have the McDonald's app on their phone.
Exactly. Yeah. Which never
But I've got
works,
over
by the way.
6,000 points. It never works. That thing never works. But I have managed to get points on there.
What can you get for 6,000 points in the McDonald's app?
I think I can get an Egg McMuffin.
That's not bad.
Not bad, right? A delightful breakfast.
It's a free breakfast, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is the Egg McMuffin significantly more expensive than the Sausage McMuffin? I wondered to myself. And then the words of Joseph Fink rang in my ear.
What's that?
Do you remember this? We were we were on one of our Welcome to Night Vale tour stops, and somebody talked about going to McDonald's, and he said, I don't eat any meat that can be sold for $1 at a profit. And it makes me think about the sausage they're like, 2 sausage McMuffins with egg, 50 cents. Go nuts. An Egg McMuffin's $5. I'm like, give me the $5 one.
Look, it's an economy of scale. That's what we're really talking about here. They're
Sure.
buying it in bulk. Maybe it's a loss leader. Point is, this trail, supposed to be easy, covered in horse crap, first of all. Narrow, brambles all over the place.
Oh.
I gave it a very poor rating and said, this is not clear. It's not safe to walk on. And there's zero shade. It was 77 degrees out. And
that sounds like there was 100% shade from Hal Lublin.
Yeah. Oh, it's got plenty of shade now. I loaded it up. Anyway, I'm in a cleaning mood now.
Oh, well, you know what we should do since you're in a cleaning mood now? We should clean the slate.
All right.
Let's get ourselves a clean slate, shall we?
Yeah. Should I start us off with one I've been trying to get you?
Yes.
I've been haranguing you. Is that fair to say?
You really have been haranguing me about this topic. And really, to be perfectly honest, I love you, Haley Keys. I think you're wonderful. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the last time I had an Icy. I've had a Slurpee. That's the same thing, right? From 7-Eleven?
No, Icy is a different company.
It's a different company that makes an identical product, right?
Yeah, same product, different company though. So
gotcha.
This is the Icy, normally what you get at a movie theater is an Icy. That's like the cold treat. And I wanted to do it because it's summertime. It's hot. Now we're officially past summer, but guess what? It's still hot everywhere. Wonder why. And, so we're going to do Icy flavors. There are 8 flavors to pick from. I will read them to you. Banana, blood orange, blue raspberry, bubblegum, cherry, cherry lime, cola, not licensed, and cotton candy. Now I have not had any of these. I don't want any of those because they all, to me, they're all carbonated, aren't they?
All of the Ices are carbonated?
Aren't they?
How do you carbonate? Are Slurpees carbonated or is there just air in them? I thought there was just air pockets in them.
They taste carbonated to me and so I won't go near them, but Jennifer loves them. She will get them at movie theaters. That is one of her, movie treats of choice.
Yeah.
So I know which one she gets because I could do a perfect impression of her asking me to get it.
Well,
as she goes to the bathroom while I get everything and go to the seat.
Nice. You know what? That seems like you have a good system down.
Yeah.
Are you a guy that needs to go to the bathroom before the movie?
No. No, as you know well, I don't think I have to go to the bathroom. Then all of a sudden during John Wick 2, that's not the only thing. That's not the only two that's going to happen in that movie theater.
Oh, jeez. Do you have the Run P app?
No, I don't use that. I think
I use Run P.
I don't want to leave a movie in the middle to go to the bathroom. If I do, it means either I desperately have to go and I've just planned my day poorly.
Yeah.
Or I don't like the movie at all. I've had movies, I think one of the Fantastic Beasts movies, I was like, I'm going to go use the bathroom. I'm going to call Jennifer. I'm going to hang out because
Plus, you know the answer to the question. If you're going to the bathroom, you know where to find the Fantastic Beasts at that point.
Yeah, that's right. I know where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. You have the Run P app. I know you've talked about it before.
I love Run P. They don't pay us. I just use it online now. I don't have the app because you know me, if there's a website version, I will do that versus an app version because I don't want to clog my phone up. But let's look at these flavors. We've got banana, blood orange, blue raspberry, bubblegum, cherry, cherry lime, cola, cotton candy. I'm going to eliminate bubblegum right now because any fake version of bubblegum anything is always terrible. The reason people chew bubblegum is not for the flavor. It's to blow bubbles. The flavor is an unfortunate byproduct of bubblegum.
Depends on the gum. Sometimes it's a lovely byproduct.
Well, look, Hubba Bubba aside and Bubble Yum. Those ones that are like, hey, Gonzo great.
Remember the Hubba Bubba kid where he stood like a gunfighter and he had a bowl cut and they blew a big bubblegum bubble that covered his face? He was in comic books.
Sure.
He was like in the back, like in the ads of comic books in the back.
Sure, back with the abracadabra stuff.
Yeah. He was in that area. I saw him a lot. He was in a lot of Archie books. They were heavy advertisers in the Archie comics world. I only think there are two here because cotton candy is the same thing. It's way too sweet.
Way too sweet. I think banana flavored things never taste like bananas.
No.
Blue raspberry is a hilarious fake, only for fake flavors flavor. It's fun.
It's not the 90s anymore.
I would argue, because here's the thing, you're not a soda person. I actually really enjoy a cola flavored Slurpee. Sure. Because I like a Coke. I like Diet Coke. I like colas in general. And it tastes like I'm drinking a really, really well chilled version of that. That said, I know you're not a soda person. There is a flavor that I love as a drink that also, looking at this list, would make me feel like I was drinking just a perfect summertime version of a drink I already enjoy, which is a cherry limeade.
Oh, cherry limeade. Okay.
So a cherry lime icy by the transitive property of semi-frozen drinks, I believe could be high up there. But I would argue that blood orange, as you look at previous episodes, we have orange being the best food flavor color.
Yes.
And cherry. I would personally go cherry lime because I think that's going to be a little less sweet. I want to go with the least sweet of these.
Yeah, you know what? I think I agree with you. Jennifer's cherry ice and a
she's
small
always
cherry icy. Yeah. But I think a cherry lime is better. I think it's more refreshing. I would imagine. So
you get a little bit of summertime in there. Yeah.
Asked and answered.
Cherry lime, official correct answer. I cannot wait to see you tell your wife that like hell you're going to get her a cherry icy. She's going to get a cherry lime icy and like it. And then you can mansplain why it's better.
Great. Sleeping with the Enemy too. Is that a cherry lime icy? Let me see the towels.
It's the only scene I know from that movie is the towels.
Yeah, it's hideous. It's hideous.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Okay. Next.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the next? You want me to?
I thought.
Okay.
I didn't know where we were going with that.
I'll steer the card. Next up, this is from Leslie Troutman. I Spy versus Where's Waldo. 2 games where you have to find something or discover something. Some of them you have to find many things.
Now, there's not an I Spy book the way that there are Where's Waldo books. I Spy just the game you play in the car. I Spy with my little eye something that's green.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Which is always grass.
Is it grandma's teeth? Yeah. You're guessing. Yeah. Yes or no questions.
I'm going to, looking at this, look, Where's Waldo books are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy them. I actually was at the Academy Museum yesterday and they have a Where's Walter book, which is all, it's either Where's Walter or Where's the Dude. It's a Big Lebowski version of Where's Waldo. That's pretty fun.
It was going to be Walter Matthau in a crowd shot.
Exactly.
Yeah, see if you can find me.
He's the disheveled one.
Now it's garbage.
But as much fun as Where's Waldo's books are, I think the one that doesn't need a prop, right?
I understand that. I'm going to have to disagree. And here's why. I love the puzzle of a Waldo book because I love how intricate the drawings are and how many times the artist draws like, here's somebody in a striped shirt with a hat, but they're not wearing glasses. They have a slightly different hairstyle. Like the ways they are to fake you out. This is what I haven't, I don't know if I've told you this. Jennifer knows. We're trying to figure it out. Our powder room. You've been to our home.
I have.
The powder room.
Yeah.
When you're sitting on the toilet, which people will have to from time to time, sure. I think it would be nice to have something on the wall opposite them that they're facing. That's something they can like look at or read. And my idea is a huge Where's Waldo poster. So you're sitting there.
I like that.
You have to go to the bathroom. Maybe it's going to take a little while. It's none of my business. But while you're there, you can try and find Waldo. It's kind of a fun thing.
I like that. What was her idea? Did she have a counter to that?
No, there's no counter. She's like, that sounds like fun. She was into it. I mean, I think she would like pictures of flowers, stuff like that. We actually do have a flower picture in there, which is lovely.
Yeah.
There's room for everything in this world.
What about a giant crossword puzzle and a pen that's like 3 feet long so that you can still be sitting and fill it out?
So you're sitting there holding a pencil like a bazooka, a grease pencil,
exactly.
Writing?
A Dixon Ticondezuka is what you have. Because you're doing it in pencil.
Dixon Ticonderoga. Oh my God, that's huge. I like that idea I thought about that too. Like, what about a giant thing and everybody can contribute to it? That I was like, number one, people will get it wrong. Number two, I don't know everybody's level of hygiene that comes into my home.
Right.
I don't want them all handling the pen. I don't want to have to disinfect the pen. I don't want to have to buy multiple pens.
That's fair.
So you can look at things with your eyes. Find it.
Knowing you, Hal, don't you know the level of hygiene of everybody that comes into your home? Aren't you going to be a little bit
some awareness
about it?
I don't ask. There's no formal survey. I assume the best. But
but Dave Booty Fingers is not coming over.
Yeah. Hi, Jim Craphands is coming for dinner.
So I was looking at this. I guess I was thinking of it more as a car game because I think of I Spy specifically as a car game.
Yeah.
My other counter in that would be that you're looking down playing a Where's Waldo if it's a book, and frequently looking down can lead to nausea, at least for me and a lot of people I know.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's a car game, like, where am I supposed to find Waldo behind all this vomit?
Yeah. Yeah, car game, it's I Spy. But if we're just if we're not putting it in the car and we're just saying as a game, the fact that there is art, it's a lot of fun. I Spy feels too easy.
Yeah.
It's easy enough that everyone can play it, and it's great in a car. But yeah, I like that an artist has it, because a game of I Spy, the game itself is only going to be as easy or difficult as your partner makes it. A Where's Waldo book is crafted by an expert to give you a certain experience. So yeah.
And it's cooperative.
Yeah. I think Where's Waldo?
All right. Asked and answered. Next up. This one is from Ivy Ponturo Kennedy, who asks for the best character in the Police Academy movies.
I mean, if it's not Frank Drebin, it's definitely not OJ. It's not Norbert.
That's Police Squad.
Oh, I'm thinking, I spent this whole time thinking this said Police Squad in my brain.
Police Academy is the...
for Police Squad, it's definitely Frank Drebin. Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. My brain totally went Police Squad because I just watched one yesterday.
Oh, I see. Well, Police Academy, you have a lot of choices.
You do. Oh, this is
Carrie
tough.
Mahoney, you got Zed, you got, was it Fackler? You have...
Fackler?
Fackler was the guy, the nerdy guy with the glasses who always like... It was always like physical comedy bits where other people would get hurt.
Oh, yes.
He would like injure the criminal.
Yeah, he was the Mr. Magoo kind of one. You got Hooks.
Mr. Magoo. Sweet
with
Chuck.
Hooks with her tiny voice, but she was a tough badass. Tackleberry.
Yes. Hightower,
who owned the flower shop.
Jones
is great. Yeah.
I feel like for me, it's between.
I mean, you've got Captain. I like the
bad guys.
Not the bad guys, but I like the duos. I like them in pairs. I like Captain Harris and Proctor, not the bad guys, the antagonists of the series. I love Harris the two of them.
Better than Mauser? Because Mauser became the bad guy later, and then Harris came back.
Yeah, I think Harris is so funny. Mauser, I barely remember. I just remember him having. There was some bit with his eyebrows that was kind of funny, but Captain Harris is the perfect Margaret Dumont for that particular group of Marx Brothers.
They replaced Mauser's shampoo with super glue. And he's singing in the shower and he's using both hands and he's going, they'll say Mauser, wowsy wowser. And then all of a sudden it's stuck and he has to tear out chunks of his hair. He's got hair hands.
Look, the pranks they pull on Mauser are fun. I think the combo of Proctor and Harris is better, but I also love the combo in, was it 3 or 4, where it's 2 expert comedians, like at the top of their game, playing off one another so perfectly. And it was, I don't remember what Bobcat Goldthwait's character's name was.
Zed.
That's right. Zed and the duo of Zed and Sweet Chuck, which is Tim Kazurinsky and Bobcat Goldthwait, is such a perfect combo.
It is pretty great. Yeah.
They're so funny together.
I
feel like the heart of the series, what launched the series and was its heart was,
Mahoney.
Mahoney's the Kermit. Oh, yes. Commandant Lassard.
Eric Lassard. And then his nephew is the one who takes over, who's the new Mahoney after 5. No, maybe 5 was I think 5 might have been.
They made too many of them. Assignment Miami Beach was when I stopped. Then Mission to Moscow.
That was 5. Yeah, I didn't watch Mission to Moscow. I was going to say Hooks because I waited for the moment in every single movie where she goes, don't move, dirtbag.
It is a great catchphrase for a very demure, unassuming mouse of a character.
Yeah. To me, it was either her or Jonesy because of his sound effects.
Yeah. This is tough. I think we have contenders. I think Mahoney is the Kermit of this Muppet show.
Yes, he is.
Jones with his, played by Michael Winslow with all of his crazy character voices. Like that. If you were the kid if you're playing Police Academy on the playground and you're the kid that plays Jones, you're the most talented of the kids on the playground playing that game. Cause you're the kid that can do the voices.
And it made Michael Winslow's career.
Yeah.
He's a good stand-up comedian and he's really doing those sound, that's his superpower is being able to do that. Of course, he did it again in Spaceballs, and that was like a special appearance that they got him in there to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely the most unique. Jones. I know unique doesn't need a modifier, but it is a unique character then, and it is the unique character of this world.
Yes.
I think with the most oddball trait that somehow, how do you write that into a movie? Like, so there's this one guy who just does sound effects with his mouth. Yeah. Or do you write it for Michael Winslow? Yeah.
And then you just go like, all right, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? All right, you're going to do this. You're going to get an entire building of criminals to surrender by making them think that there are a bunch of helicopters and armed guards there. They're all going to come out with their hands up. Like, it's just brilliant. You can think of so many bits.
Yeah. It's really good. No, and the thing is, a lot of, not to say that they weren't great performances by every actor in those movies. They're all really, really funny.
Yes.
But no one can play Jones except Michael Winslow.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
There you go. Larvell Jones.
Larvell Jones.
Asked
there you go.
And answered.
All right. I like that one. I can't believe. Now, real quick before we jump to the next one. Yeah. Best character in the Police Squad movies, Frank Drebin.
Sure. And the really tall detective whose like,
face you never see.
He's like, you have some food on your face, and then you just see a whole sandwich fall at the frame.
Yeah. It's such a great bit.
Let's take a break, and then we're going to clean some more of the slate. We only have a few more topics left, and we need to get to them. So you listen to this, and then come back and listen to us.
We'll be right back.
If you need a laugh and you're on the go, try STOPPODCASTI.
Were you trying to put the name of the podcast there?
Yeah, I'm trying to spell it, but it's tricky.
Let me give it a try.
Okay.
If you need a laugh and you're on the go, call STOPPPAD. It'll never fit.
No, it will. Let me try. If you need a laugh and you're on the go, try STOPPPDCOO. We are so close.
Stop podcasting yourself.
A podcast from MaximumFun.org.
If you need a laugh and you're on the go.
I'm Iffy Wadiway, the host of Maximum Film.
I'm Alonzo Duralde, also the host of Maximum Film.
And I'm Drea Clark, yet another host of Maximum Film. Every week, we hosts huddle up.
Usually with an illustrious guest.
And we talk about films.
We have film news.
We have film quizzes.
We answer your film questions.
It's like the maximum amount of film talk. That's why we call it Maximum Film. Film.
Maximum Film, the movie podcast that's not just a bunch of straight white guys. New episodes weekly on MaximumFun.org.
Okay, let's get right into it.
All right, let's do this. I love a clean slate, by the way. I get so excited when we do these.
Me too. It's a good time. All right, Greg on.
Hey, Greg on.
Some Saturday afternoon dozing. Do you do it on a recliner or on a couch? And do you do the same thing I do, which is if somebody asks you if you're sleeping, you immediately go, no.
No. Yeah. I'm going to say a recliner is my first thought for a couple of reasons. A, if you need to do that, you can feign wakedness. Wakedness?
Yeah, it's all right.
You can, as soon as you crank that thing on the side of the recliner, boom, you're ready to go back about your day.
Yeah.
And also, primarily, you're not taking up an extra spot. If there's a finite amount of seating in a room, you napping on the couch takes up 2 or 3 spots.
We got a big sectional, so two people could nap on there, and then we have the recliner. You haven't been over since we got the recliner. You have to come and sit in the recliner. No. Everybody takes a recliner pick who comes over. Take a picture of them in the recliner.
Amazing.
So comfortable. I love falling asleep in a recliner. That's what it's made for. That's why it leans back like that. You can go back real far. You can fall asleep.
I mean, the company that makes them is Lazy Boy.
Yeah. If you're on a couch and you have like your head folded on top of your arm, you're going to hurt your neck.
Did you just make yourself yawn doing couch sleep pose?
I thought about being in the recliner. I really tried to hide it. I don't know if it came through. Don't edit it down, Ken. I think you have a better chance of hurting your neck, like having a sore neck. But a recliner, like you're already laying there. You're in the position.
Yeah. It's a recliner.
So asked and answered.
Well done. Thanks, Greg.
All right.
Jeffrey M. Owens asks.
Yeah.
Best Falcon, Maltese, Millennium, or Crest? Now, did you add Maltese, Millennium, and Crest to this list, or those were what? So is the question Best Falcon, or are we limiting it to these 3?
It's limited to these 3.
Okay. I mean, come on, man. The Maltese Falcon is a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Falcon Crest is a middling TV show. The Millennium Falcon can make the Kessel Run in 13 parsecs.
Less than 12.
I know. I was just trying to get that out of you from Force Awakens. They did say 13 in that one, right?
Did they? I don't even know.
I love that a parsec is not
time. It's distance.
It's distance, not time. So it's a ridiculous line. But yeah.
Because they find that shortcut. They find that dangerous shortcut. You can see it in Solo, a Star Wars story, how they do it.
Wait, did they retcon that for Star Wars or for Solo?
No, they do the Kessel Run and you see how they do it. Like how
No. I mean, did they, the fact that line, misinterpreted what a parsec was that them fixing that in Solo by giving a shortcut that only took
possibly. I'm sure it was. Yeah, sure. Let's say yes.
I just think it's funny that the American Harrison Ford said Falcon. And so now we always call it. Does that mean, does it count?
Yes.
Because this is not the best Falcon. This isn't the best Falcon.
He's the only one that calls it the Falcon.
It's so weird to me. It's the Millennium Falcon. Come on. Look behind Hal and see what he was going to say.
All the Star Wars toys. Nobody can see this as a podcast, but they know. They know what I got.
They're guessing.
There is a Millennium Falcon back there.
Of course there is. Oh, you just said Falcon. Like you and Harrison Ford.
I'm trying it out. I didn't like it.
No, you didn't like it?
Yeah. It's the Falcon, asked and answered. Yeah. All right. From Shane Gordon. This one I think you're going to have a strong opinion on. Sugar and cornbread. Yay or nay? Do you put sugar in when you're making it? Makes it sweeter. No. Cornbread? Yeah, savory.
If you are, it's a pinch just for, like a tiny little bit. Not in any way that makes it sweet.
That's right. Put honey
butter
on it.
Sweet cornbread, that's for a cake. Yeah. If you want it sweet, put honey butter on it. If you want it savory, just put butter on it. I do like it with jalapenos in it sometimes.
I don't like that.
No. But that's a different thing. Like our family's cornbread is very specifically, we also don't use wheat flour in our cornbread at all. Ours is strictly cornmeal. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to use cornmeal. I mean, that's the whole thing of it, right?
There's a lot of them. You'd be surprised, my brother. You are married to a Southern person.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows that there should not be wheat flour in cornbread. It's all corn flour. And probably lard if you're going to make it like grandma made it. But we don't make it with lard. We do butter.
Yeah, we use butter too. I use that fresh cornmeal that comes out of the Jiffy box.
Wait, what?
You want to talk about more food? The rest of these are all food. I'm not making it from scratch.
How would you make it from scratch? Just cornmeal? Like just grind it? Do you have a coffee grinder?
Cornmeal and oil and an egg, right?
Yeah. Basically.
Mix it together and then you put it in the loaf pan. I make it every year when I make the dressing. When I make my in-laws' family dressing, I have to make cornbread.
That's what we do too. We do cornbread dressing. And then I make it again. I do it in muffin form for New Year's.
Okay. You also, you add dry stuffing mix. So you get sweet and savory. It's great. It's a great mix of flavor. It's a lot of stuff going on.
I like that.
It's very good. All right. Here's another one from Kurt Smith. Boston cream versus Bavarian cream.
So we were looking at this one before we started, trying to figure out the difference between the two. Yeah. Apparently at many donut places, one will have powdered sugar on the outside and one will have chocolate on the outside. The Boston having chocolate on the outside.
And that's the
Bavarian having powdered sugar.
That's the whipped cream.
The Bavarian is the one that's more like whipped cream. And the Boston is the one that's more like custard. Snot.
It's like snot. Like you could do the thing that we all do where you go like, achoo, and then you squeeze it. And then it does it on the plate. And then you go, Mom, look what I did. And then you go, achoo.
It looks like snot. It looks like the snot that is in a Nickelodeon movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like actual snot. It looks like Nickelodeon snot.
When you get like a bad cold, it looks like that snot.
Man, I don't want to think about it being snot because clearly the Boston cream is the superior donut here.
Is it? Yeah, because it has snot in it.
No, stop calling it snot. It's delicious custard. And no, you know what? Maybe when you're sick, you get delicious custard coming out of your nose. I'm not even acknowledging that. I'm not acknowledging that.
Yes, you did. You just did. I got you.
Shut up. You shut your mouth. You shut your dirty mouth. Bavarian cream. Yeah, I'm not a huge whipped cream guy. And, I like the sturdiness of the custard inside of Boston cream. I like a Boston cream pie.
I think a lot of homemade whipped cream, like when the whipped cream is too buttery, and I find Bavarian cream to be a little too buttery for my taste, I'd rather have the custardy thing. I mean, honestly, of all these, I'd rather have a jelly donut. Like, give me a good, like, raspberry jelly donut. Sure. I don't need cream inside the donut. Like, it's not what I came here for. Well, you have the custard, you have the yeast donut, and then you have the chocolate icing on the outside. I think that really makes a difference on top. So you get your composed bite is a lot more diverse and doesn't feel like it's trying to elevate. It's just, here are a bunch of sweet flavors that go well together.
Yeah. I think that for me, I will frequently, it's in my top 3 that I will just order is a Boston cream. If I get a Bavarian cream, if I say it wrong, or if I can't remember in the moment which one is the one with the good whipped cream in the middle, and I get a Bavarian cream, I'm disappointed. I encourage everyone to go back to listen to our best donut episode, where we go more in depth in the different types of donuts and Hal's love of the jelly donut. But I think for purposes of this, I think the Boston cream is the victor.
Yeah. Asked and answered.
All right.
Next one is from our friend Heather Mbaye.
Man, I miss Dragon Con. Hi, Heather.
No, would have been Dragon Con weekend.
I know. I was thinking about that all weekend, man.
Would have been the only one wearing a mask there.
No, but you would have been the only one wearing a paper mask there.
A paper mask.
Yeah, there would be a lot of people wearing masks there.
Yeah, I would have been the only one in an N95. It would have just been a bunch of Deadpools and Immortan Joes. That's not a mask that's going to help anybody. All right. Heather asks, wheat thins, or Triscuits? Do you know why they're called Triscuits?
Because they are fried 3 times instead of
no. Like
biscotti.
It's not a triple biscuit, nor is it a tri-woven biscuit. They're not woven at all. They're just layered. It is because it comes from a portmanteau of electric and biscuit. Because it was
that's right. We have talked about this before. They were electric biscuits when they first came out. Because
get to say it again.
Yeah, electric biscuits.
We did talk about. Wait, I think. Did we talk about this?
We did.
Done this before?
We've already done wheat thins or biscuits.
We did this. What did we come up with last time?
Don't know.
Well, let's do it again. What's your goal? What do you think it was last time? Because I like Triscuits. I'm not a huge wheat thins fan. Wheat thins are fine, but I would rather have a Triscuit. And put things on a Triscuit.
I'm not going to lie. I think we've done this one before.
Do you think we?
It's a classic. It's a classic culinary binary choice.
Right. But it's Triscuits, right? Because they're bigger and a little saltier and they can hold more stuff. Wasn't that? Was that what we came to?
I love the flavor of Wheat Thins.
Yeah, they're good. There's like a
Wheat
sweetness
Thins.
to them.
Yeah, there's a little bit of sweetness. A nutty. They've got that, that nuttiness that comes with whole wheat.
Yeah. But
I think they're frequently too thin to hold anything, too small to hold anything.
Yeah.
They're either, have you had the big ones? There are now big Wheat Thins.
Right. But
here's my problem with big Wheat Thins.
Enough. Was that too big?
Not too big. Same amount of Wheat Thin. They're just way thinner. They just smush them flatter when they're making them.
You think they put them on the ground and have a cement roller go over them like a cartoon?
Exactly. Like Judge Doom in Roger Rabbit. Yeah. I was like,
cheap.
Come on, man. I was expecting large Wheat Thins. Don't call them large Wheat Thins. Call them flattened Wheat Thins. For that reason alone, they should lose.
You're twice defeated, Wheat Thins. Deal with it. Asked and answered.
But yeah, Triscuits. I love Triscuits. All right.
Yeah.
Because we have a little time left in this episode.
Yeah.
Do we do what's the best or do we go just what our personal
like what
Triscuit
you put on
toppings
there?
are? Yeah.
Yeah. Spray cheese.
100% the correct answer.
What else would you put on there? They were made for each other.
I was totally going to say, Hal's going to make fun of me when I say spray cheese.
No, when that became a thing, my mother would buy it and she would do like little bits on there. I'd be like, girl.
Yeah. I want this thing to look like a Dole Whip on top of a plate.
You're drawing like a little worm on there. I'm putting it in like it's whipped cream and getting the full, like, I've got like a mountain on mine.
Yeah, you put it down, you hold it down flat against the Triscuit.
Yes.
So that it doesn't make the little caterpillar. It makes the delightful little blossom.
It's a blossom. And you eat that.
Yeah.
That's real good.
It's real good.
Yeah, that's what it was made for. It was made specifically. That was put on this earth to go with Triscuits. And I will hear nothing else. I don't believe anything else to be true.
Have you seen the, I'm going to say slightly grosser counterpart to cheese in a can?
What's that?
Meat in a can.
No.
Yeah.
Was like
it's aerated. It's basic. You know what it is? It's like the stuff that makes up canned Vienna sausages or bologna or hot dogs, that like pink meat foam.
No, I don't want that.
Yeah. I mean,
it's gross.
It's just a mousse, but I don't want an ingredient of anything I'm eating that has meat in it to be propellant. Also, I'm not eating any meat that can be sold at a profit for $1.
There you go. Now you hooked into it.
Right.
Speaking of meat, here's our final topic for this clean slate. I can't believe the slate's already almost clean.
I know, this went so fast.
It really did. This is the good times always do. Chris Rooney asks, Worcestershire or steak
What did you just call it?
Worcestershire. That's how you pronounce it.
Not Worcestershire, Worcestershire?
Worcestershire. So that's what I was
spelled. Oh, hold on a second. Like W-I-S.
W-O-R-C-E-S.
No. I know how it's actually spelled.
Worcestershire.
It sounds like you're saying Worcestershire.
Yeah, Worcestershire. That is how I learned to pronounce it. I forget where I saw it. I think it's Worcestershire. Could be wrong. I forget where I learned it. I feel like it was a British person going like, it's pronounced Worcestershire. And then I go, okay, you know better than I do.
What were you calling it before? Were you calling it Worcestershire or were you calling it Worcestershire?
I was probably calling it Worcestershire.
This person might have been messing with you, or they were a Kiwi where every schwa sound is a lowercase I.
Oh, it wasn't at a party. I think it was on TV. It was either TV. I don't remember where it was a very long time ago. Been calling it Worcestershire sauce for a long time. Yes.
Hal, can you blame me for thinking that might be a topic that you would be discussing at a party? The correct pronunciation of Worcestershire.
No, you're correct. At the one party I go to every 10 years, that's probably all I will talk. I emerge from my crypt.
Yeah.
I get in Dragula and I drive over to the party and I talk about Worcestershire versus Worcestershire. And then I turn into a bat and fly home because that car's a gas guzzler. And I didn't think about that. I didn't bring an extra can of gas with me.
I get it.
Do you eat things with steak sauce? Do you use it with fries? You don't put steak sauce on your steak, correct?
It depends. If I'm getting like a cheap diner steak, I'll put a little A1 on it. I like the flavor of A1.
Okay. You're not alone. I mean, it's a steak sauce.
Yeah. It's got that kind of raisiny sweetness in the bottom of it. You know what I mean? Like, but a little bit peppery. I think it's a A1 steak sauce I think our contenders for the steak sauce are A1 in the United States and HP for our friends across the pond. Those would be the two. And then Heinz 57 is another steak sauce. HP?
Yeah, I think that's what they call it.
Well, they're calling it Worcestershire, so they're doing everything wrong.
I made a steak yesterday.
Yeah.
So good. Do you want the recipe? I'm going to give it to you. You have no choice. Flank steak.
Yeah.
You trim the connective tissue. I trimmed a bunch of the fat off.
Mm-hmm.
Then you make little cuts in it with the end of a knife.
Mm-hmm.
You do salt and pepper. Then you take yellow mustard, a little bit of yellow mustard, and you spread it on very thin. Like it's not yellow and you're done. It's just like a hint of it. Do it on the other side. Then you take like you do about a tablespoon of butter total. I did less than that. And you rub that on each side. And that's how it goes in the pan. So the pan doesn't get oiled or anything. Mm-hmm. But the other thing I did was I marinated it for about 3 hours in low sodium soy sauce.
Oh.
So started with that.
Okay.
And then all the depth of flavor on that thing was insane.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a little bit of a beef Wellington flavor with the mustard. You've got a little hint of Asian with the soy sauce, but low sodium is smart because soy sauce is just a giant salt bomb to me.
Exactly.
Frequently.
Yeah. So it didn't taste super salty. That was what my fear was, but it was super tender. It cooked you cook it like maybe 3 minutes on each side at high heat to get a sear, and then you let it rest. Mm-hmm. And it cooked most of the way. I put it back in the pan for a couple minutes, but it doesn't take that long to cook.
A flank steak is a pretty thin cut, right?
It's nice and thin, yeah.
I had that. Are you a thin? Shrimp. We've not talked really about steak cuts ever on this show.
We haven't.
I'm surprised. That seems like
that feels like a full episode
that does feel like a full episode. But as far as steak sauce goes, the question isn't yes or no. The question is Worcestershire steak sauce. Are you do you put steak sauce on yours at all or no?
I don't ever. If I'm doing that, then something's gone wrong. Like it's a very poorly cooked steak and I would rather just send it back.
Interesting.
I get my steaks medium rare.
Okay.
And if it's cooked well, you don't really need anything else with it. It should taste good on its own. And then you eat, you do like a composed bite. You take a little bit of that, a little bit of maybe a couple side dishes, and you eat all that together. And it's all going to work together really nicely.
Yeah. I think I use steak sauce for other things as well. I agree with you that a really great steak doesn't really need it. Maybe just deglaze the pan with a little bit of white wine and butter or red wine and butter. Yeah. And then let that be your sauce. Just like that super, super simple pan sauce. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I do like steak sauce. One of my favorite things is HP sauce with steak fries. Like thick cut steak fries dipped in HP or Heinz 57 or A1, any of those. I like glazing grilled pineapple rings with A1 because there is that little bit of sweetness to it. So I think that it's funny, like calling it steak sauce, that feels like the least, like the thing I would use it the least on.
Right.
I use Worcestershire specifically for marinating. I love the flavor of Worcestershire sauce. I love it. That tiny little bit of umami from the anchovy paste in there, the saltiness, the sweetness, all of those different flavors. But because it's so thin, it doesn't really feel like a sauce at all to me. I would use it the same way I would use an ingredient like soy sauce or rice vinegar or anything that's super thin. I would use it in a prep like that. I've marinated steaks in Worcestershire before.
Right.
And I really like that. One of my favorite healthy substitutions for butter and sour cream and chives and cheese and bacon bits and all that is just a baked potato with Worcestershire sauce. And it is so good.
I'm with you on that. I think Worcestershire sauce is something I use more as an ingredient in other things. I made a beef stew with it that was outstanding.
Yeah. This feels a little apples and oranges-y.
Yeah. I like it as an ingredient more. I feel like steak sauce is not something I go out of the way to buy. I feel like Worcestershire sauce is something everybody should have in their kitchen. Like it's something, it's a staple you should have for cooking, for a marinade. You can use it as a sauce if you really like it that much, but I think it's better as a flavor that combines with other flavors to enhance. So to me, I think of Worcestershire as more flexible item, even though like you pointed out, you can use HP sauce for or steak sauce for a lot of different things too. I just think Worcestershire is more, it just feels like something I would rather have in my kitchen. Steak sauce is like, the times that I've had it, I've tried it multiple times and I keep coming back going, maybe I'll like it this time. I've never really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I
actually like it a lot.
Steak.
Yeah.
It overpowers for me personally.
That's fair. I mean, I like it a lot, but I don't think flavor is the key in this particular debate. I think that it's the versatility. I think that's what it comes down to. If we're asking ourselves, you can only have one of these in your fridge, Worcestershire sauce is going to be the one that is the most useful and versatile. And I could really use it for anything. I really do love Worcestershire sauce.
I think it's Worcestershire sauce.
Have you ever had white wine Worcestershire sauce?
No.
It's the one with the green paper. It's the Lee & Parents bottle with the green paper on it.
Okay.
It is a completely different flavor. It's great on fowl. Like, I'll marinate chicken in it in the way that I would marinate beef in Worcestershire sauce, regular. It's great. But I think, for purposes of this, Worcestershire sauce is our winner.
Asked and answered. That's it. We cleaned the slate in record
Look at
time.
that. I know. That was a lot.
Keep suggesting these topics because we are watching when you submit them. We do go, oh, let's do a clean slate. And then we all of a sudden have a wealth of these topics to choose from. So just keep submitting topics all the time in all these many ways. These, of course, have been settled.
That's right. But there are many more topics to discuss, both big and small. So please email us at wegotThisPodcast@gmail.com or
go to the Facebook group where the majority of these topics were inspired and born. To go there and make your own suggestions, go to facebook.com/group/WeGotThisPodcast. Thank you to producer Ken Plume, researcher Kate McManus, graphic designer Uri Kelman, and QA engineer Jen Alba.
And thanks, of course, to our musicians, Jonathan Dinerstein and Mike Furman, for our score and theme song, respectively. And thanks to you, the people of the world, for once again, as you have done every week, given Hal and I an opportunity to talk about ridiculous, fun things that, we are the type of people that would be sitting in a corner at a party and debating whether it was Worcestershire or Worcestershire. That's right. That's who we are. Thank you for letting us be who we are. I encourage you every day to be exactly who you are. And we love all of you. We are one big, happy people of the world family having the most fun debates on the internet. And it is all because of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Mark Gagliardi, I'm Hal Lublin. And don't worry, everybody.
We got this.
We got this.
Maximum Fun,
a worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows
supported
directly
by you.